Hello, students. Welcome back. Vacations are over and I am also back. So, what are we going to learn today? Something interesting, something which is going to be an integral part of your design journey. But before that, okay, आप ये सोच रहे हैं कि ये पी क्या रहे हैं? What am I drinking? Right? आप बताइए, what am I drinking? What do you think I'm holding in my hands? What is this? What is this inside? Bubbles है, black colored, dark colored, एक liquid है, which looks very nice and yummy. What probably is it that I'm drinking? Do not be naughty, but आप ये सोचिए कि क्या हो सकता है जो मैं पी रहा हूँ. सोचिए. Okay, most probably you are thinking I'm drinking some kind of a cola. It's a cola fizzy drink, cola soda, that's what I'm drinking, right? Let me make it a little easier for you. अब बताइए मैं क्या पी रहा हूँ? There's a clue. Now you have the bottle next to the glass. Are you getting an idea of क्या हो सकता है ये? Think. Okay. Now let me bring another element into this whole picture. अब बताइए मैं क्या पी रहा हूं? Right, you got it right. I was having Pepsi all along. 20 रुपए का जो Pepsi है, that's what I was having. And do you know what made you arrive at that conclusion? Just this was not enough. This was just a cola, a drink, sugary, with a lot of soda. The moment I had the bottle, आपको थोड़ा बहुत उसके बारे में समझ में आ गया कि अच्छा ये ज़रूर पेप्सी है, क्योंकि बॉटल तो पेप्सी जैसा दिखता है, शेप वैसे ही है, कैप का कलर भी वैसे ही है. अब उसके बाद जैसे ही उसका लेबल सामने आ गया, now you were 100% sure and you identified that this cola is nothing else but Pepsi. This, my friend, is what is a brand identity. You see, the bottle, अंदर same. आज अगर मैं ये bottle के सारे चीज़ें हटा के यहीं पे ही, इसमें ही, इसी glass में, if I keep a Coke, if I keep a thumbs up or a Campa Cola, आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा दूर से कि ये क्या है. You might just have a guess कि शायद ये पेप्सी है, शायद ये कोक है. But the moment both of them are together, you will identify very quickly कि ये है क्या चीज़. Now, before we get into the different elements that builds a brand identity from a graphic design's perspective, let us understand ये brand identity इतना important क्यों है? Why is it important? Right? See, I'll give an example. आप एक पार्टी में जाते हैं, okay? You go to a nightclub, you go to a fancy nightclub with your friends. You're young, you're smart, you're beautiful or handsome, and you're going there to mingle. You want to stand out amongst the crowd because everybody is coming there. A lot of people of your age are coming there, and everybody is out there to have a great time. There's a lot of clutter all around. There's music happening, there's laser lights happening all around. The ambience is so beautiful and there are so many good looking people. How do you stand out? How do you make yourself, if not the center of attraction, but at least stand out? So आप कुछ ऐसे चीज़ें करेंगे जिससे आप stand out हो. You'll probably have a specific attire that you wear. You'll have your hair done well, you'll probably smell good, or you'll probably walk in a specific style. Probably your dance is what makes you stand out. इस तरीके से कोई चीज़ें आप करेंगे जिससे आपके ऊपर फोकस हो, अटेंशन हो. किसका? वो तो खैर आप जाने जिसके लिए आप जा रहे हैं, बट अटेंशन आपके ऊपर हो. So basically, in the clutter of everything that is all around, you want to stand out. Exactly यही objective होता है for most of the brands, that they want to stand out from the immense number of competition that's there in the market. आप कोई भी एक सुपरमार्केट, हाइपरमार्केट पे चले जाइए and imagine There are no branding, no identity, nothing at all. Just bottles and colas. आप कोई भी उठा सकता है. पता कैसा चलेगा कौन सा थम्स अप है, कौन सा पेप्सी है, कौन सा कोक है, पता ही नहीं चलेगा आपको. आपको कोई भी उठा लेंगे. But the moment you have those brand identities, the designs, the visuals, that is when you know, okay, this is what it is, from the graphic design perspective. So one of the most important reasons why you need to have a brand identity is because you want to stand out. There are multiple other reasons. There's things like brand recall. So the moment you see this, आज अगर आप मैं आपको ये पेप्सी दिखाऊं भी नहीं ना, मैं जस्ट आपको ब्लू इतना भी मैं दिखा दूं ना, इतना भी, the blue cap, the shape of this bottle and the blue label, you will know this is Pepsi. अगर शेल्फ में ऐसा नहीं रख के ऐसा भी रखा हुआ है ना, something like this, you will know that this is Pepsi. So if you're a fan of Pepsi and you're looking for a Pepsi, you will just get that Pepsi, and pick up that bottle from the entire clutter of different fizzy drinks that you have. Now, from a graphic designer or a creative professional's perspective, let us understand what are the different elements that build a brand visually. Why I'm saying visually is because brand ko build karna itna aasan nahi hota hai. Visual is one aspect of it. There are other aspects also. Smell, the taste, customer service, the availability. आप कहीं भी जाएंगे, for example, McDonald's, आपको मालूम है हाईवे में कुछ मिले या ना मिले, दूर से आपको M दिख जाता है, then you know I'm not going to be hungry for a very long time. That's how they're strong their branding. So a lot of aspects, a lot of things beyond design also build a brand. But since we are designers, हमारा जो एक focus होगा, हमारा जो एक thought process होगा, let's limit it to the visual elements. What are the different kind of elements that help in building a brand? Okay. Very, very important is the logo. The logo design is extremely important to build a brand, to retain that brand, and also recall that brand. Pepsi ka logo, Coke ka logo, McDonald's ka logo, Hyundai ka logo, Maruti ka logo. You just name it. These logos are iconic. Tata Motors ka logo. These are iconic. So the design of the logo is extremely important to build the basics of a brand. So that when you see that logo, just Nike ka, you're talking about Nike. That's how important, phenomenally important a logo is. So hence, one of the tools that you use to build a brand, and a very important one at that, from a graphic design's perspective and arsenal, is a logo. Logo design, बहुत important होता है. Let's go to the next one. The colors, the family of colors that you use. The moment you see the red in the shelves, you know you're talking about Coke. The moment you see the blue, you know you're talking about Pepsi. It's very important to define the brand color and its brand family of colors. Of course, there are different ways to arrive at the brand colors. It is not like कि कोई भी color आप choose कर लो, कोई भी family of colors को pick कर लो, कुछ भी डाल दो. ऐसा नहीं होता. There's a huge study which happens before you arrive at a family of colors for the brand. And these reasons could be many. It could be things like the society, the region, the type of product that is, the target audience demography जिसको वो appeal कर रहा है. For example, the colors of Monster, the colors of all those energy drinks, packaging and the branding is very vibrant because it appeals to a specific audience set, right? It appeals to a certain mindset or perspective of the target audience. So hence the colors are decided accordingly, right? So obviously deciding upon a color is not a random step. It has an entire design process. You study the target audience, you study the product and its USPs, you study the target region that it's going to be launched, you understand the competition, and so many other factors beyond what I've just said, and then you arrive at a family color, the brand family colors. A very important aspect of how you will design your brand identity lies in its typeface. You'll notice there's a specific type style for different brands. They might be in the same product category. जिस तरीके से कोक अपने चीज़ों को एडवर्टीजमेंट्स को या अपने कम्युनिकेशंस को जिस टाइप फेस में टाइप फेस इन सेंस द फॉन्ट, द साइज, द कलर ऑफ द फॉन्ट एक्सेट्रा टाइप फेस यूज करते हैं. पेप्सी माइट बी डूइंग इट वेरी डिफरेंटली. Thumbs Up might be doing it differently. Mirinda might be doing it very differently. Fanta might be doing it very differently. Why I'm using these examples is because they're the same product category, fizzy drinks, right? So similarly, if you talk about another industry like vehicles, passenger vehicles, Tata Motors, Hyundai, Maruti, Honda, Mercedes, they will all have their own style of writing the content. The typeface is going to be very specifically designed and planned for that particular brand. It gives that identity. So every time you see an ad of a Mercedes, it is going to be exactly the same typeface that you're going to use. So that people recall, there's a, not only recall, there's an association with that brand. We understand by looking at the typeface what that brand stands for. A huge study goes behind it. It is not again a random choice. कोई भी जो अच्छा दिखता है वो typeface उठा लो, ऐसा नहीं होता है. There's a very detailed study, detailed research which is being done before we arrive at the family of fonts or the typeface. Also, the other tools that we use, few of them I can also mention right now, is the packaging, the shape of the bottle. In our case, the example of the Pepsi. The shape of the bottle of a Pepsi is very different from the shape of a Coca-Cola. It's very different from the shape of a Mirinda, very different from the shape of a Campa Cola bottle. So you see the design of the package, the primary package. The secondary package, those, in this case, of course, we do not have a secondary package, but you know, the secondary package, जहाँ भी use होता है, you know, all and the tertiary packages, ये सारे packaging का जो shape, structure, उसका जो material, everything goes into defining that brand. Today, as we saw in the beginning, when I had not even put the label of the Pepsi, by going through the shape of the bottle itself, you could make out ये तो Pepsi ही होगा और कुछ हो नहीं सकता है. That is the importance of packaging. So you see, इस तरीके के बड़े सारे elements हैं which will go into defining the brand identity. There are many others which we can cover over a period of time. But now let us focus on only few of these and get into designing an identity for any product that, or even for that matter, any service that you feel requires a brand identity. So as a task, before we get into our next session of engagements, I would want you to identify 3 businesses around your vicinity. वो चाहे कैंपस में हो, चाहे आपके घर के पास हो, या जहाँ पे कम्यूट करते हैं उसमें हो, कहीं भी हो. Identify 3 businesses. Could be organized, could be unorganized, could be an individual, could be a group, partnership, whatever of your choice. एक काम वाली बाई भी हो सकती है, एक फ्रूट सेलर भी हो सकता है, या it could be a small retail store, anything, cafe, pub, whatever you feel, which does not have a specific brand identity. Or maybe it has, but it really is not a brand identity. Identify. Once you've identified, please study its business properly. Understand the nuances of its business. What does it sell? What are its USPs? What is their main hero products or services that they offer? किस तरीके का कस्टमर्स आते हैं, डेमोग्राफी, कौन सा रीजन में लोकेटेड है, किस टाइम्स पे दे आर फ्लरिशिंग इन बिजनेस, एंड व्हाट पार्ट्स ऑफ द डे और व्हाट पार्ट्स ऑफ द वीक और इवन फॉर द मैटर व्हाट पार्ट्स ऑफ द ईयर. Study all of that. Competition कौन है उनका. After having studied all of these, now list down different aspects of an identity that they're missing and that you would think you can work around. Just list it down. Maybe you say, okay, they do not have a logo, write down logo. Or they have a logo, उसमें कुछ weaknesses है, आपको लगता है the logo is not great, the logo doesn't sync with its business or the target audience, write it down. सारे कमियां, just do an analysis of it. Different opportunities that you think from, they have from the perspective of the business that they're operating and the market that they have, different opportunities that they have, the threats that they have, So, इस तरीके की एक आप पूरा analysis कर लीजिए. Once you've done that, let us have a presentation in the class. All of you, one by one. Let's see what are the different kind of businesses, what is your understanding of the business, and what is your understanding of why probably that business needs a thorough, detailed, impactful brand identity design. Uske baad, we will get into the next steps. Tackle each one of those different elements separately, case by case, and then develop a good brand identity, rather an impactful brand identity for that business that you've chosen. 3 of them. Okay. Till next time, work hard. And as far as me, I'll be having my nice little monsoon drink, just a fizzy one.